Hey everybody, it's Friday. I'm actually doing this at Friday and I'm trying to get it done before the next storm comes in. We've had like a lot of storms come through. I went out this morning for breakfast with my son and two of his 3 children, and that was a lot of fun. We went to this place called the Original Pancake Factory, and it was really super good. I didn't get to eat all of my food because I helped with the kids, and I let him eat, you know, because he's home with these kids all the time with his wife. But it was really nice. So if you ever get to St. Louis, Chesterfield, and I know their hours are kind of crazy and you're always going to wait, but I think they close at like 2. But yeah, go there. I tell you, it's good. All of it's good. I had eggs and pancakes and hash browns, and I didn't get to eat my turkey sausage. And then I left it in the car while I did some thrifting, so I had to kind of throw it out when I got home. But I'm sure it's just as good. So what are we going to talk about today? There's some things to talk about. Poshmark has a new policy coming out May 1st. So the gist of it is, if you delist and relist a lot, they're going to pin your account, and they're going to first send you a notice, and then if you don't stop, they're going to suspend your account. Everybody's like, well, I'm sure more will come out later. How much is a lot? You know, we're being petty. We know what they're talking about, right? We're talking about the massive amounts of relisting, delisting, and relisting that's going on, and probably a lot of it is automated. That's what they're talking about. So just be warned and just be careful. May 1st, I'm not real sure why this is upsetting Poshmark so much and why they feel the need to put out such an eloquent email. I had put a post up on my Facebook wall, and you can go there to see, but some of the language is just, to me, it's funny. Like, they care about us, but they didn't care about us when that algorithm changed and we all totally like bottomed out on Poshmark. Didn't care then, but all of a sudden now they say that, you know, they care about us and that this is, you know, the right thing to do. So, okay, Poshmark. I don't know if this is going to just shoot them in the other foot. I don't know how this is going to work for them. Basically, I don't delist and relist, I share, so that's different, and I don't think that that is a problem. And in doing that, it has increased my sales on Poshmark a lot, and I want to tell you about that program, so I guess that's kind of a lead into it. There is a program that everyone is talking about, and everyone in, I don't want to say my circle because I don't really travel around with these people, but I follow them, and some of them I talk to, and it isn't that program, because right now for me in my life, I just retired on January 4th. I'm still getting my balance going with my retirement funds and my reselling, and I cannot justify right now the amount of money for that program. So I am using Flip, F-L-Y-P, and I will leave a link down below. And if you cannot or do not want to afford any of the other programs, I can tell you that Flip has been awesome for me. They give you a 3-month trial, and there's some of the things that took me a little bit to understand, and I will tell you this. I think it's like $9 or $10 a month after you go through your 3 months. It is more work. The other programs that cost a whole lot more are absolutely automated. Like, push a button, it does it all. Now, from what I'm understanding, the beginning of it, you have to do some work, but after that, it's like golden. And I get that because you're paying for that. You're paying for the automation. So with Flip, what I do is I list on eBay, and then I pull those listings into Flip, and then I take each listing and it's one by one, but you only have to add 4 things, and then I list that to Posh, and then Macari, And yes, that's separate. So yes, you're doing more work. I do the sharing every day on Poshmark. And sometime I do the follows. I'm going to bring it up, make sure I'm telling you guys the truth here. It automatically brings up your orders, and you can remove them from all the other platforms. It has started a new program. It's beta. I'm working on it right now, but it is a little wonky. It hasn't totally been fixed yet. For me, I have to reconnect to eBay a lot. Mercari and Poshmark are like just right there. You just refresh it and it tells you how many new likes you have, and you can send whatever offers you want to them. It also has analytics. I personally don't use that a lot because I use Jason's spreadsheet, and I just keep all my information on there. Even though when you sell something, they ask you to input how much you sold it for and what platform. Sometimes if I'm busy, I just put $1 because it doesn't matter to me, the analytics here. And then the orders, and then they do have the cross lister. Here is where they have the delist and relist. I think you can only do 10 at a time. I don't use it. We'll just have to see what Poshmark has to say and what happens to people as we go past May 1st, right? So if you're interested in this, and I'm not trying to, buck the boat and, be like, oh, I don't want to use that program. If I could justify it in my life right now, I absolutely would be using the other program. Hands down, totally automated. Why wouldn't I? But right now, where I am, I have to be frugal with my money, and I have to justify it for me. So this is me justifying it. This is me getting by. And if you are in the same boat as I am, I'm going to share this with you, and you can check it out yourself. Like I said, I will leave a link below, and you can check it out. Like you said, you have 3 months for free. And then if you don't like it, just, get off it. But so far, it's been so good. And like I said, I have to do a little bit of work, but still, like I said, my sales have increased on Poshmark a lot. And like normally on Poshmark, seriously, I would sell maybe 2 things a week. And now I'm selling between 10, 15. So my sales have increased a lot since I started using this program. So, and weekends are better for me. Sorry, I just ate. I probably should not even be on here. So that is what I wanted to talk to you about. Flip. Now, let me take a drink of tea. This is another good place if you come to St. Louis. Pie Pizza. Really good. I hear a lot of people talking about returns, and we have also been talking about, I don't know if you know, if you are on eBay, if you have not opted out, and there is only one way to opt out, your listings are whatever is pulled over there, however it's being pulled over there, it's being put on Facebook Marketplace. I'm not 100% keen on that, but I have not opted out yet. I'm waiting to see, but last week alone, I had 8 returns, all for fit. Not one thing was wrong. I didn't do anything wrong. These were all for fit. And I'm wondering if it's because those listings were sold on Facebook Marketplace. I don't know, because it doesn't show you that. But if you want to opt out, I'm going to tell you how. There's only one way. You have to call in and you have to opt out. There's no button. There's no way to get out of it. You have to call in and say you don't want to be a part of it. I've also been getting random, will you take 10, on a $60 item? And then there's like one guy who wanted to have a conversation with me about a pair of Florsheim boots. And I'm like, dude, buy them. I don't know, So I'm kind of wondering if that mentality from Facebook Marketplace is kind of dwindled into eBay. It's kind of still too early to tell, but keep an eye out for it. As far as I'm gonna handle my returns, I've only got 2 back so far. and I'm just going to handle them. One woman left me a negative feedback, and I think I talked about that last week, and she said, it's being returned negative. And she was mad because I would not refund her money, or I would not send her a label without going through eBay first. She did not like that. She wanted it all to be done. That ain't happening. Ain't happening ever. You always want to go through eBay because you want to be protected. You want them to be protected. And you have to make them understand that if they go through eBay, you know what, you might not be able to get all of your shipping back or whatever, but you're protected. And that's what's important. And I'm looking at my earbuds that I forgot to put in. So I'm sure you can hear me, but now you're probably hearing all the background noises. And a lot of low bidders. My son told me the same thing. He's gotten more low bidders within the last month than he has any other time. And I'm kind of thinking this has to do with Facebook Marketplace. It may be a sign of the times. Time will tell as we move on. You know, we'll go. But that is my list. And like I said, I will leave the link down below about Flip so you can check it out yourself. And the other thing that I'm starting to do for myself is I'm taking time away every day. I'm actually reading a book. What is the name of the book? I can't remember the name. But the book is it's by a hospice nurse, and she talks about each individual case of people that she has dealt with and the similarities and the situations of people who are in their final moments in hospice, and her getting to know that person and getting to know the family, and a little bit about her personal life is kind of thrown in there. I read a chapter and I cry, and then I read a chapter another day. But I want to start taking an hour away a day, just turn it all off. And I just want to just do whatever, so my phone told me that I can't talk anymore. I must have too many videos out there. I'm going to go through all that in a bit. But in saying all that, take some time out, take some time for yourself, breathe, especially if you're doing this on your own. You need time for yourself. Meditate, walk, exercise, read a book, go out and have a cup of tea on the deck, whatever. Take care of yourself, all right? It's important, because if you don't take care of yourself, who will? All right, you guys have a great day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.